Want to start and then I'll come
So with the superintendent's recommendation put forward to us, there were basically three ways we could vote. There was a vote yes, as it was motioned.
Mm-hmm.
There was vote yes with modifications, which I will acknowledge that two modifications were put forward, or amendments, and they did not pass. Myself and Member De La Hara, I put two forward. And then there was a no vote. And basically what that signaled is either it would pass as is, it would pass with modifications, or if it was a no, it would get sent back to staff. And my signal for no was I thought it should get sent back to staff. And that's not to say that I didn't think the map put South County in a better place. I just thought we could get it to a little bit of a better place than where we were in the recommendation, hence me offering modifications, hence us digging into the data further. So I will acknowledge the one challenge is with the high schools, like people needed to know that decision, but I just felt where we moved from draft 2 to the superintendent's recommendation and how there were some changes that some people didn't see coming. That's why I ended up voting no, because I don't think that they were given the same amount of opportunity. And I thought maybe we could tweak it a bit further.
Agreed, because in District 5, there were some areas that had not been in the earlier drafts. And that even goes back before draft 1 and 2. This was the color-coded drafts that the parent groups had worked with. There were certain areas that had not been addressed. And then with the superintendent's recommendation, they were thrown into a totally different pattern. And to their credit, they were blown off the rails with it. And they didn't have enough time to study it. We didn't have enough time to look at the data. And when Ms. De La Hara had her proposed amendment, and I second both of them because I was in agreement that this would tighten it, it really pushed Carmel to the limit. And then when staff shared at the dais how much it was going to cost, that hurt, because $1 million is $1 million that we just don't have to spend.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though we were in agreement this was a good amendment, when you started looking at the cost factor, that was tough. And especially when the future movements wouldn't start occurring to 2031. And that's 8 years of an overcrowded school. Granted, there are the other 3 middle schools that are coming online, hopefully, in the South County. We're overcrowded. You just said 42,000 out of 141,000.
Yeah.
You're looking at a little, I'm not a mathematician, I'm a social studies teacher, but you're looking at a large number of the school system in the South County. And we are packed. Our schools are, there's some that are not. And this plan, even though I voted against it, we needed some tweaks that we could not afford the time, given that you have Power School with scheduling that ends, and we have the high school sports that start next week for summer practice and registration. We're on a timeline and a time crunch for staff and for principals and administrators to get next year started.